All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NRI podcast. This is Trushar, and I have yet another guest. Sometimes art takes years to manifest, but when it manifests, it is very powerful. And I have one example in front of me, and that is Bhumit, my friend, my bhai. Bhumit, how are you?
I'm good, Trushar. Thank you.
Good. So, Bhumit is actually from my hometown in India, Valsad, and I'm very proud of him because he achieved many good things in art, and it's my privilege to interview my younger brother, Bhumit. So, Bhumit, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay.
Thank
so
you for having me.
No problem. So we talk about many things. I think few things that I kind of know but don't know in detail is about your childhood. So you were born in Valsad,
Correct.
right? And then you grew up there. And then you came here at the age of
15.
15. Okay. So tell me something about your childhood in India. How was it and what part of Gujarat you belong to?
Well, I was born in Valsad, a small city close to Surat, South Gujarat, I think that's what we call it. And growing up in India is just, as you already know, it's just different. And every single day is just memory. You're making memories with your cousins, with your friends. It is, and I was born in a small village. So like, it just, every day is an adventure, going
Yep.
anywhere.
Yep.
So, there's a lot to talk about. Specifically, what would you like to know?
Yeah. So I wanted to know about your leaning towards arts,
Oh,
right? So I know that your mom used to love Hindi films and music,
right.
right? And how she influenced you in childhood.
Yeah. So I think that's what I say when anyone asks me if I was influenced when I was a child. Then I think it comes from my parents for sure, 100%.
Okay.
Because any festival, any religious festival or Navratri or Ganesha Chaturthi or Janmashtami, people would come to my house, to get my
rehearsals.
uncle and my dad for bhajan, because they used to be really good. My
Yeah.
uncle passed away, rest in peace, but him and then my dad used to be the jugalbandi, in bhajan,
Yeah.
and they were so amazing. And I've seen them perform at not just in our village, but like if there's an event happening in a village next door or somewhere else, people would ask my uncle and my dad to come and perform there. So they had a little bhajan mandali, the
Okay.
band
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And I used to go with them, and I had a little set of small manjira,
Oh yeah, of
those
course.
things,
Of course.
and I used to play. So while they're singing, and other uncles who sit around the bhajan mandali, they would teach me. It's like, oh, you gotta be on the tal, you
Tal,
gotta-
tal. Yeah.
So I had the knowledge of or the learning of tal at a very young age.
Right.
So and I just loved how music like made everybody feel
Yeah.
around them
And
If-
engage people basically.
Exactly. If you even if you're not singing, even if you're not playing any instrument, you're just sitting there and enjoying the music, and
Mhm.
you're in a different headspace. You forget about all your like difficulties in life, and you
Oh,
just when you're there in that environment, you're in a different place.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that influenced me a lot, and also my mom used to love singing garba, and every time Navratri comes around, and my mom used to sing garba
At that time, they used to sing in a
Yeah,
like
and-
they used to sing, and other people used to they used to repeat
yeah
the
so-
lines at that time.
Yep, and you can't just sing when somebody asks you to, so you have to prepare for it. So I remember my mom and my dad, they used to have a little notebook of their own, and they used to write down bhajans and garba and stuff, and they
Mhm.
used to memorize it. And at that point I was like, why are they looking at that small notebook?
Mhm.
But then they had every single garba
Mhm.
written down with hand, because
Right.
there was no printing
Like
machine.
printing, yeah.
So I saw the dedication they had, and they had no they didn't have an end goal that I want to become a
Oh, yeah,
big,
of course
big
not.
star.
Of
They
course
they
not.
were just doing it.
They were
because
local stars,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. I guess you could say that, but they were just doing it because it made them happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what kind of inspired me
Yeah.
to get into arts and music.
Yeah.
Because I do it because it makes me happy.
Yep.
And
That's good.
Yeah.
And Bhumit, one thing is that your dad used to sing, or he used to play tabla?
He used to sing.
He used to sing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And how about your uncle?
A singer as well. Yeah,
both
of them
both
were
of them were
singers,
singers.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. My actually, my grandfather used to write gore and stuff like that. He also used to have a note which was missing after he died. But yeah, so I think that's a very good one, that you don't do arts just to earn money. You just do because you like it, and then byproduct is money.
Right.
So you should never focus on, hey, I want to be
Yeah.
very rich. Let's learn singing or dancing.
Yeah.
You should focus on art, enjoy, and then money is a byproduct. Sometimes
Right.
you never make money. Sometimes you make so much money
Yeah.
that you cannot even count. So
Yeah, well, anything you do, I think you need to have it in, like, you need to have your full heart in it first. You need to enjoy it first yourself, then it can reach your audience the right way, and then maybe possibly you can earn money through.
Okay.
But yeah,
And then after, so you came here when you were 9?
I was 15.
15,
Yeah.
okay, you were 15, okay. So when you came here after you were 15, and then you were in Pennsylvania, I believe?
Yes, we moved to Pennsylvania because
Okay.
my family who sponsored us,
Okay.
my mom's older brother,
Okay.
so they still live in Pennsylvania. So
Okay.
we moved to Pennsylvania first.
Is it the same area your sister and your family lives in?
Yeah, I mean, very close to where my mom and dad live now.
Okay.
My sister
Okay.
lives in South Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So after 15, then you spend you did high school over there.
Yes, I finished my high school in Pennsylvania, and
Okay.
then I also went to college in Pennsylvania.
Okay. College in Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
and then I know that you used to come to Valsad Diwali party from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Initially,
Used
right?
to. Maybe I missed like one.
Yeah.
I still do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, but at that time,
Yeah,
you used to
yeah.
come from that area, but
Yeah.
now you're.
Yeah, my
of course, you
family is
moved
in
into-
Pennsylvania. They still come from PA.
Okay.
There's a big group of PA. Valsad Patels. They
Oh yeah,
still
yeah,
come.
yeah. So then, so when you came here, right? What was your experience in United States? Because you come at the age of 15.
Right.
Is it a culture shock? Is it like a pleasant surprises? Is it like a new life, new country? Were you missing India or not? And how did you make friends here? You're probably pretty much minority in class, or?
Right. Yeah. So it was pretty much all of the above.
Okay.
When I came in, it was definitely a huge culture shock because I was studying in Gujarati medium in
Yep.
India.
Yep.
So you are learning English, but you're not speaking in a regular basis. So, and especially moving to Pennsylvania, where there's like maybe 2-3 Indians in the entire high school, which one of them was like my cousin who was born and grew up here. So and
Yeah.
he was a little lower grade than me, so
Yeah.
we had no interaction whatsoever.
Yeah.
But we had this class called ESL, English as
Oh,
a second
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
So there were other, not Indian, but there were other students like maybe from like Korea, China. There was some people from Pakistan.
Yeah.
So like we were all in the same boat pretty much.
Yeah.
We all moved here when we were older in our
Yeah.
teenage, and all trying to battle the language and trying to fit in here.
Yep.
So I think those were my first friends.
Common,
here.
yeah,
Right.
I think same thing with
Uh,
Neetal. She was saying
yeah.
the same thing that, hey, when she came here, there were a bunch of other people from India
Yeah.
and Bangladesh, and they came here and then they bonded well. And I think I also asked this question to Manveer, that I think sometimes in school it's pretty known fact that you try to hang out with the same kind of people. I mean, if you're
Right.
Indian, then it's not only true for the people who come from India, but it's also true for the people who grew up here, that
Right.
hey, they make a good friends with only Indians.
Yeah, and especially
Chinese make
yeah.
good friends with Chinese because of the commonality.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong in that.
Mhm. Especially, I feel like when you especially went to school here your whole life, you have a set of friends from like maybe young age, and then middle school you have the same friends, and in high school you kind of stick with the same group. So when I moved here, I went straight to high school. So it's kind of hard to break into the friend circle that's
Yeah.
already formed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you kind of have to make your own
Yeah,
circle.
Yeah.
So that was some of the challenges for sure.
Yep. And then I know that after some point you moved to New Jersey.
Right. That
Right.
was for work.
So you used to work for what? Pfizer, or you still work
Yes,
for Pfizer?
I still do.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Okay.
a
Where?
still,
Pennsylvania? No, not
no.
Pennsylvania. Parsippany?
So the office used to be in New Jersey, and then recently they moved me to New York City.
Okay.
So now I go to New York City twice a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
Nice.
and
It's
mostly
very-
it's work from home. So that's why I mainly, I can do all of this performing arts on the side because I can work from home and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So I think let's go back and let's see that once you came here, then what was your first introduction to the performing arts in United States?
I think the first was when I went to college, because first 2-3 years of high school was just kind of settling in
Down,
this
yeah.
country,
Yeah.
trying to find my place, where I fit in.
Mhm.
And then I've always wanted to get into fitness.
Yeah.
When I was in India, but I was
Mhm.
a kid, there was no
Mhm.
access to gym or things like that. I remember when I was like 10 years old, I stole my younger mama's dumbbell that he built from like concrete and mud
Cement.
yeah, exactly. And I remember I stole it from him, and he just like laughed at me. He's like, this
Yeah.
10-year-old stealing one dumbbell, what is he gonna do with it?
Yeah.
So I think I always, and like I was a 90s born, so I grew up watching Salman Khan and and
Sanjay Dutt,
Sanjay Dutt,
who
and
brought the
fitness
gym
and
and
Bollywood.
fitness in Bollywood.
Yeah, so I've always wanted to get into fitness. So when I moved here in high school, we had a gym, and so I'm like, okay, free gym. I'm gonna start working out. So every
gym class for gym.
yeah, exactly. So every other day, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I believe, I think they had a football training going on in the gym, in the fitness room after school. So I used to stay after school an hour and a half just to work out with the football kids. So that actually helped me a lot to make new friends. And like
And
football
also getting
kids,
into
they're like
discipline.
cool kids in school,
Oh yeah.
So that got me into lifting weights. And so I used to take the late bus to come home. And yeah, I think it influenced a lot. First 2 years, my like physique changed insanely. So people were noticing. So I that was my first self-improvement for myself, after moving here. But then getting into the arts question again, that happened when I went to college.
Okay.
So there was a dance team, like collegiate dance team. They have competitions and stuff. So I had no idea about them. When I went to Penn State, there was a team that I found out about, and they perform at other colleges. And I'm like, I like dancing. I've been dancing in my room, pretty much my whole life, like copying Salman Khan and Hrithik Roshan's moves, So for the audition, I remember it was a spring semester when I found out about the dance team. And then I went up, I found the team captain, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, can I join the team? I know it's like second semester already. You guys have a routine already. And she was like, okay, we do need boys, because like there's always so many girls, girl dancers, but not that many boy dancers. So she's like, oh, she's like, we can use a boy. So why don't you audition, like come and do whatever you have prepared. So I literally went, and I used to practice this IFA award performances
by Hrithik Roshan,
2007 all the
2007.
time. Yeah, so like I've just
I love his white jacket. I would like to buy that. That's
so
good.
I just performed this I don't know, 6 or 7 might have been like 6 or 7, because I started college in 2009 or 10. So I performed, and they were just like, holy hell, like, did you like practice it? I'm like, no, I already knew it, and they're like, yeah, you're on the team.
Good.
So that's how I started dancing in
Good.
college. Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think one thing that I want to ask you is that you were in dancing, and I know that you were part of Bollywood Boulevard, and then you were a dancer over there, right?
Right.
And then I know that until not very late, you started singing,
Right.
So because I know that I think you were in dancing and also acting. You were I know that you liked acting, but then I know that I asked you to sing like Tere Jaisa Yaar Kahan
Yeah.
in Valsa Patel, and then at that time you were probably singing, but I wasn't sure that you were gonna divert from dancing to singing, and it both can coexist. I mean, we have a good example, Farhan Akhtar. He does everything, so it's good to do everything. But then, what kind of draws you towards singing so much up in last like few years?
So I think I've like already mentioned that from childhood I was very heavily influenced towards singing and music itself, but I don't think I had the opportunity, or I didn't think I looked for the opportunity to get better at singing.
Yep.
And I at home I used to just listen to any like Sonu Nigam song or Arjit Singh song, and I used to just sing. And even my parents or anyone that heard me back there, they used to be like, "Oh, you have a good voice.
Yeah.
So maybe you should sing more." But I never took it seriously until I was on the Bollywood Boulevard show, and I was part of the show as a dancer and actor. But then I remember during tech rehearsals and stuff, I used to mess around with the microphone and used to sing,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
But like during the tech rehearsals, so, so like no one's like, there's no one in the audience, but like my other peers are there, and then our sound engineer or like the music manager, the band manager, I would say, he heard me a couple of times, and he's also a teacher and a fantastic tabla player and a musician, everything, composer. So he had mentioned me that he's like, you should maybe take some training. You have a good voice. You can maybe become a good singer. Yeah. So that was in my back of my head. But then I remember we had completed a whole tour, and then a couple of months later we had another like 10 to 12 show tour coming up, and it was right when COVID happened. So all the tours got, all the shows got canceled. And then I had started learning music in that time. I was learning
online, right?
Hindustani classical. It was an in-person class.
Okay.
I used to go in Parsi Pani. There was a teacher, and I used to do Hindustani classical. But it was very heavily, classical singing class, and it was a little different than what my goal was at that time. Yeah. So then I started learning from the same Guruji that told me when I was on Bollywood Boulevard show. Rushi ji.
Rushi he was also part of the Bollywood.
Yeah, so he was the band manager, the composer of all the songs.
Did he visit here?
Yeah. He used to come here every time we had a show. Yeah.
I see. I didn't know that. I thought he's based on Ahmedabad or something.
Yeah, he is, and they have a school here in Addison as well. So yeah.
Okay,
so and then. Even still, I still learn from him. We
actually,
Zoom classes.
It's very fascinating that some of the great singers, even Sonu Nigam, he does riyaz every single day.
All right, you have to.
So my question is that how important is learning? Because I think I see many people that they're aspiring singers, but they do karaoke singing and then they limit themselves to just karaoke, and they don't learn the bass. That hey, sa re ga. So all this sargam, of course, I'm not. I don't want to become a singer. But if I decide to become a singer, then I need to learn the basics,
right?
Saregama, Sargam, like all the Hindustani classical that you talked about, and then multiple rehearsal and repetition combinations, and then you prove yourself that you are worthy enough to sing, right? But then so many amateur singers where they don't put much effort in learning and they call themselves singer. So I think, what is your approach on that? Because I know that you've been learning for last 3 years, 3-4 years.
Yeah. So I think learning and riyaz is everything. Yeah. Nothing else matter. Yeah. If you're not doing your riyaz at least like a couple of times a week, or if you can do it every day for like at least an hour or two, that's amazing. You'll see your progress, like another. But yeah, learning, it's all about learning. Like right now, I've done many shows, many gigs, and I still consider myself as a student. I'm learning every day, and I do not want to stop. I don't want to call myself a professional singer. I just want to keep learning, and if it takes me to that point, great. But it's all about learning at riyaz.
It's very important.
I've seen it in my performances. I've heard in my vocals, and there are some of the songs 2-3 years ago I couldn't even attempt. And now I'm singing them with such ease, So
nice.
Yeah, it's all about the riyaz. Yeah.
So one question: so can anyone be singer by riyaz and practicing, or it's a natural gift plus practice, or it's just a practice?
No, I think anyone can be a singer if you just put in enough time, time into riyaz. I think.
Okay. And then in terms of, some people, I think, of course, I don't know music much, right? I know writing songs, but not music. But some people say that, he's a singer for the high pitch, like Sukhvinder, right? Some people sing on, like, let's say, like some regular scales, right? So is there a natural ability to sing at that, like for example, chaiya 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 chaiya, then yar misale, right? You know, that line is like over the top, right? So can anyone sing that line with conviction if they practice, or
if they practice
have their
enough,
natural?
yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Sukhwinder Singh, I'm sure he practices every day for
Yeah.
hours, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the reason why he can hit those high pitches because he has been practicing and singing for many years, you know.
Okay.
So if anyone can put that much time into
Efforts.
singing,
Yep.
you know,
Okay.
singing and practice,
That's good to
I think
know,
you
because
can-
I wasn't
can
sure. I thought you know, your voice has a certain range. Maybe there is a like a spectrum.
No, but because
You must sing within that. But I think it's good to know that you
Yeah.
know it's all about practice and reaching there by practice.
because end of the day your vocals are just muscles, right?
Okay.
So the more you work them and the stronger they become.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
like, you know, any part of your
Yeah.
body, right? So the more exercise you give your, you know, vocals, the stronger they become.
I can mimic, but I cannot. I cannot sing. But I can mimic. Even mimicry
Because
takes a lot of
you
time.
haven't tried it, so you know.
Actually, I was learning Trump, and I was trying because
Oh, like
when you,
mimicry Trump?
yeah. So when you learn, so the first phase when you're learning, it's very bad.
Yeah, of
So
course.
you're not even close to that. So I was doing that, and Anna said, "Stop! It's not Trump." You know. So I said, "That's how I learn." You know. So
Yeah.
Jagdeep, I was learning Jagdeep, and I couldn't learn Jagdeep, and I was very. And then I got sick.
Oh.
And I was still learning, and I learned Jagdeep when I was sick. So I don't know if it just came when I was sick, or I don't know what happened. So I think it's good to know that singing is about practice. If you practice well, then you know. Okay, great. Now before we take a break, I would like to ask you about the original song that we all worked on.
Right.
So it's during pandemic, I knew few people who loves music, including you know, Mayank, Regal, Savan, Amit,
Bhai.
Bhaskar Bhai, right? Right, and you know, all those people we gathered. Did I forget anyone? I think we covered everyone.
We covered everybody from US, I think.
Okay, right. So we gathered
Yeah.
everyone, and then we had a Zoom call, and we said, let's work on something original.
Right.
Let's make it happen, and we are gonna do video and audio. And I think Regal found two amazing people in our life that changed everyone's life.
Pretty much.
Devang Tandil and Swapnil Nangi.
Right.
Both of them are extremely talented individuals from India, and we worked on original songs. The tune was original, made in USA. Then the music was composed in India. Singer was here, and then actresses were here, and the actress is now in mainstream Hindi movies.
Right. Yeah, she's doing great in Mumbai.
And then actor is now singing with Aditya Gadhvi. So tell me something about that. I mean, I already know, but tell people about that.
That was very recent. So that's the last big project that I worked on, literally like 2 weeks ago. That opportunity also came from Instagram, actually. So I'm mutual friends with my teacher. She's a artist promoter now. And she reached out to me on Instagram if I wanted to be part of the show, and she asked me if I ever sang Gujarati music before. And honestly, I didn't know much about Gujarati music. Then I did some research. I listened to a lot of Aditya's songs, and you know, they're amazing. And it's not when we say Gujarati music, people just think it's Garba, but it's not all about Garba. There are a lot of
course not.
deep
Folk.
Gujarati folk music. There is Gujarati rap called Sapata, which Aditya is great. You know,
Sapata.
So yeah, that's how I got on board. They asked me to send some recording in Gujarati, and I just sent a couple of Gujarati songs, and they liked it. And then we had 2-3 rehearsals in person with Aditya and the whole band. The band is from India, and then the whole tour was the best experience ever.
And it was houseful.
It was
think
all the
everything was
shows. We did
houseful.
7 shows,
Yeah.
and every single of the shows were like
Yeah.
packed.
I think he's in Australia right now.
He's in Australia doing all the pre-Garba shows, and he's coming back to US for Garba. So
Yeah, one
in
day or
September,
something.
you don't want to miss that.
Mm.
No, it was a great experience. I learned a lot. This is the first time actually I've used the in-ear monitor.
Okay.
Because I've done shows, but I've never done big
Professional,
this
yeah,
big
yeah.
singing shows where I have to use in-ear monitor.
monitor,
Like
yeah.
I've done smaller shows where I just sing in the microphone. It's fine.
Yeah.
But so that was a great learning experience. It was a great networking opportunity because I met so many fantastic artists from India. They're all amazing in what they
Yeah.
do. So
I think
it was overall a great experience. Yeah.
Aditya studied in Rahman music.
He did. Yes.
Rahman music, and also I think he's modern plus he's very original. In like let's
Right.
say, I think the song that gave him a lot of popularity is that
Kalasi.
Gotilo,
Yeah.
right? But Gotilo is so original,
Right.
you know. It's so
Yeah.
original. I mean, of course, the thoughts could be inspired
Mhm.
and stuff like, but it's so original, so fresh, and that's the like power of original music. And I think I feel like you should make more original
Oh, yeah,
songs
for sure.
and try to learn about literature and kind of singing. Jagarchand Meghani.
Yeah.
So I think there is a one kavita written by him called Charan Kanya, which Aditya Gadhvi sang. But I think many other singers also sang Charan Kanya, and then the rhythm, and then the goes to the
Yeah.
point. There is a amazing. And then I think that even in his own voice, Jagarchand Meghani's own voice, there are some halardu, and he was called as a national writer by
Right.
Mahatma Gandhi. So that's good. I think good to explore our regional things. Okay, so question about the original music that we did, like one, what's the name? I forgot. I mean, I wrote it, but yeah. Ye Rahe, yeah.
Ye Rahe.
So Ye Rahe, what was that, like first time you met the people who was behind? I
Right.
mean, you didn't even
And
meet them.
I know.
You
I
only
didn't-
met
I didn't
them
know
in
them until
music.
we all connected
Yeah.
on that first Zoom call, and
Yeah.
now we're like all families.
Good. So how was the experience of shooting that?
That was a lot of fun. See, that did not feel like work, because I feel like it just, especially because during COVID we didn't have to do much.
Yeah.
And then when we put this whole team together and started working on original music, it just felt like we used the time so well. And the byproduct that came out, it was none of us expected it to
Magical,
be
yeah.
that
It was
good.
magical.
It was really great. Yeah.
It was magical, and
Yeah.
of course we didn't even know that it would be like this beautiful. That's
Right.
power of cinema. We didn't even know what we were making, but we made it.
Yep.
And I think some of the shots were designed, but some of the shots were taken in Jim Thorpe.
Very natural.
Very natural. And I think there is a guitar interlude, and we had some couple of people playing guitar.
Like a
So we
local
took that
band.
shot. And also
Yeah.
that, remember that there's a scene, if you look at Ye Rahe, right? There is it was a Halloween at that time.
Oh yeah.
And there was a guy who was trying to scare Pooja. And
that was a
then-
natural shot that Alvin just happened to be filming. It wasn't even scripted.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be one of
Yeah.
the best
yeah,
shots.
one of the best shots. And I think I'm very happy that Pooja is doing big projects.
She's doing well, yeah.
And then I know that you showed me 2 or 3 female leads. And then I really like Pooja's work. I think the fact I like because she worked for Prem Jyotis.
Yeah, she had
And,
done an ad. Yeah,
yeah.
every time that ad came, and when I was home,
Yeah.
and I used to be like, "Oh, that's our actress."
Yeah, some people say that, and then
Yeah.
they also say that I don't know if anyone noticed that, hey, she was in this 370, right? 370 movie.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she was she was like a news anchor or something in that movie.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of work in Mumbai. So
Yeah. And then she's been telling me that I'm gonna come to if you have any project. I said I have one project for you. So she said okay, I may come there, but she doesn't because she's very busy over there.
Yeah.
It's good. So any plan to go to Mumbai?
Yeah, actually, this December I'm going to Mumbai,
Okay.
and hopefully I get to do some music work when I'm there because my teacher, my Guruji Rushiji, he has a studio in Mumbai now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, as well as in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
So hopefully I can visit his studio and record some in person. because every time when I do recording now, it's
Mhm.
always like, we go over the song in class, and then I record my vocals, the rough vocals on my phone. I send it to him. He gives me like corrections, and then I re-record it, on my professional microphone. But I'm like, if he's in the room when I'm singing and recording, it would be so much better, so
Awesome.
much quicker,
Yep.
So I really want to experience that at least once. I've been learning from him for over 3 years, and
Yeah.
we haven't had the opportunity to do that yet.
To record together.
So yeah, and he's actually coming to US in September next month. So I might I'm working on an original song right now, so I might hopefully get to record that with him in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you also planning a video or just audio?
Right now just
Audio.
planning the audio. Yeah, if
Okay.
the song comes out well, we'll think
Okay,
about the
great.
video.
We are also with Swapnil. We are also working on one Garba, original Garba. Let's see, just audio.
After the last year's hit, obviously you have to
Yeah.
release one every year now.
Yeah. So Garba is so see, this is like I made that Ambika Tira, but then I want to make for Ambama. So one for Ambama and one for Krishna. Let's see how it works out. Anyways, we are gonna take one break. After break, we are gonna get into your experience with Yashraj films and your other work. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, take a break.
Sponsored by Lumhe Wedding Photographers, Prestige Health Services, Comfort Keepers, Blue Leaf Technologies, and Afsar Decors.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the NRI podcast. We have 4 people listening to us, right, in the entire world, but that's fine. A couple of people, India, they don't have anything to do. They're watching. My dad and a friend that I don't talk to anymore. He just wants to see me. But yeah, so Bhumit, welcome back. And then before I forget, this is a gift from NRI podcast.
Thank
For you, it's just a wine opener. I don't know if you drink or no, but
Not that much anymore.
Yeah, okay.
But good to have, for guests.
okay, good.
Thank you.
Good.
This is lovely.
Very good. So, Bhumit, we were talking about your journey as a singer. You also made some music videos. You were part of some music videos. And then I know that you and I think you guys also had a radio interview. Regal, right? Regal and you had a Regal interview.
Radio Zindagi, I believe.
Radio Zindagi. Yep, good. So now I want to talk to you about your experience as an actor on a stage in Yashraj films, which was very similar to DDLJ version of theater.
Yeah, so it was the musical of DDLJ. You could say like a Broadway show, but they were still testing it out. So it was off Broadway, and it was at a very prestige theater in San Diego, the Old Globe. So that was the first time ever somebody had tried to bring Bollywood content into Broadway. It was a very successful thing. So
you think it would come to New York?
For sure, it's definitely coming to New York. But for now, we just received an email from Yashraj a couple of weeks ago that it's going to London first.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So they're gonna have a whole new cast in London.
Over there in London based.
London based. Yep.
Okay. And
Yeah.
was it in Hindi or English?
English, completely English.
Completely English.
Mhm.
And then all the audience were mixed,
Mixed audience. Yep.
Indian
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
some of the American.
Yep. Mostly in San Diego, it was predominantly white
yeah?
American audience, but everybody loved it.
Loved
was,
it. Okay.
they really
And
enjoyed
music
it.
was comparable to DDLJ?
Yeah,
It was a different music, right? Different tracks.
music, different song,
tracks.
all new composition done by
Ah.
Vishal and Shekhar.
Okay.
So it was a very fresh, look to DDLJ, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And then it's a same story.
Same story. Yep.
Same story, but in form of musical.
in musical. Yep. Broadway
wow.
musical.
That's a very new concept.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. See, this is the thing about creative people. That creative people don't think about, that what is working right now. Let's make that.
Yeah.
Creative people think about, I want to do this. This is an interesting idea. Let's work on that, right? And
So,
yeah.
Sorry. There's one thing I wanted to share about that. I don't. A lot of people know about it. But when Aditya Chopra first wrote that movie in '90s, he had a vision of having a white white lead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know
so-
that. Yep.
So that's what he did with the off-Broadway
Yeah.
show, musical.
Yeah.
Our lead, Raj, is a white guy
Oh yeah.
and
I
falls
didn't
in
know
love
that.
with an Indian girl. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
That was his original idea in
Original idea,
90s, and he
yes.
wanted to cast Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
But at
didn't
that
happen.
time, his dad told him that this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna work in India. And Shah Rukh Khan was doing well, and so
Yeah,
like they approached him and like look
Yeah.
at the movies, like a legendary movie.
That's a DDLJ.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That I didn't know about that he had. But Aditya Chopra, when he was a teenager or something, he was gonna make a film where one character has a split personality,
Mm-hmm.
and then so basically two consciousness, right? So two consciousness, and then so he kills someone.
Okay.
Like one version of his personality kills someone,
Oh.
and 1% of the personality is a detector, like detective.
Detective
And he is now investigating
himself.
who killed, and then he finds out that he
He
killed-
himself. kills.
Yeah, killed
That's
him.
interesting.
So that's
yeah.
an interesting story that he came up with
Mhm.
when he was making film, and then DDLJ. And I think when you watch making of the films, then you feel like this is doable.
Mhm.
Otherwise, when you watch the final result in cinema, you feel like how are they making it?
Mhm.
When I watched first film Khatro Ke Khiladi with Dharmendra or Tufan, until I was like in my 30s, I didn't know that how certain thing works. For example, audio part I learned in film school when I was in 30s, but then it was very empowering that hey, you can make your own film, you can make your own characters, you can have your own cinematography, and you can tell your own story. It's very, very empowering, and the end result, of course, is very fulfilling. That oh wow, because when we made Ye Rahe, when we were creating that scene where you and Pooja are walking,
Mhm.
and then there is a fall, and then
Right.
all the leaves are falling.
Yeah.
So that kind of 3-4 seconds are so
And I
magical.
remember
That,
our friends were shaking
Shaking
the
the
trees,
trees.
next to it. Yeah.
yeah.
But when you
But
see the
then-
shot now, it looks so natural.
Yeah,
and beautiful.
natural. And then
Yeah.
you feel like it was a fall, and
Right.
and then also we had of course we don't have like a big cranes to take shots,
Mhm.
but we use drone.
Drone. Yeah.
And just get a hint of tree and then come down, wide shot, cut to the close up, and it's magical.
Yeah.
Plus on top of that you have original music,
Mhm.
and then plus that's very, very magical. Cinema is like at its best. Okay, very good. So then I'm gonna ask you to sing one song,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
So you can pick any song. If you're gonna think of any song, then I can tell you what to sing. But
Give me some song. Okay.
yeah.
Let's see.
So you mentioned. Okay, let's challenge you with one of the songs in 90s. Can you sing "Ay Ajnabi"? Ay Ajnabi. Do you know the lyrics,
So
or
I'll
I can?
have to look up the lyrics.
Okay,
Can
okay.
you let's decide another one because
Okay, give
something that
okay. Let me see. I think you should know some of the songs by Sonu Nigam,
Oh yeah.
Sonio.
It's from Raz 2, I think. I was just when I was
Raz 2?
driving here, I
Yeah.
was listening to it. So I was like, oh, let me try that one. Sonia, oh Sonia, तुझे देखता हूँ तो सोचता हूँ बस यही तुम जो मेरा साथ दो सारे गम भुला के जी लूं मुस्कुरा ले जिंदगी तू दे दे मेरा साथ थाम ले हाथ चाहे जो भी हो बात तू बस दे दे मेरा साथ तू दे दे मेरा साथ थाम ले हाथ चाहे जो भी हो बात तू बस दे दे मेरा साथ. Probably not the best.
Very good.
but-
No, very good, very good. See, this is the thing that I think Sonu Nigam, you are not trying to just exactly sing like what he did, but you have your own voice. You are singing the song with a similar like sur in your own voice. That's commendable, you know, because I see many people, you know, they try to, and there's nothing wrong in that. They can sing like Sonu Nigam if they want to.
But
right?
somebody
But
very knowledgeable told me that if you were performing at an event and somebody comes up and tells you that, oh, that you sang that song so well, you sounded just like Sonu Nigam. I think that's the biggest insult for a singer.
yeah. No, but I think
you never want to sound
I
like
feel like
somebody
but
else.
I kind of disagree
Yeah.
because the reason is because I think Sonu Nigam used to, you know, people used to tell him that you sing like Rafi
Muhammad
Sahab.
Rafi, right? Yeah.
And then even Kisorda and Kisorda and Mukesh, they used to sing like Sehgal. People used to tell that, you know, you sing like Sehgal. So first, I think I heard that, hey, you know, first people start to sing like someone, and then slowly they make their own style.
Right.
I think that's what most of the
It's called being, I
famous
guess, influence,
famous singers that did that. Okay, so now before we wrap up, right, I would like to ask you a couple of questions. What's next in your journey? Would you like to explore another form of art, or you want to stick to singing, or you want to stick to singing, dancing, and acting, or you want to do something else?
So I think I want to stick to singing for the rest of my life, pretty much, and then whatever comes along with it, I'll, you know, if that's something that interests me at that point of life, then I'll probably do that. But right now, it's just singing, doing as many live shows as possible, continue to take, you know, classes every single week, you know, continue to riyaz every day, and just want to get, you know, better myself pretty much.
Yeah, you never know. You know, I'm also working on a couple of stories, so you never know what happens.
If you need any singers, please let me know.
Not singers, actor. You know? I would need actors, but of course, even actors, I can convince you in acting.
Yeah, I like being
That's
in front
not
of
a
a
problem.
camera. So
Yeah.
whenever like a acting opportunity comes in, and if something that, you know, falls
I think
under
you
my
should
interest,
explore everything, you know, because I feel like, so this is what I honestly think, right? Any music video or anything, right? The maximum footage that you get as an actor. I mean, of course, unless you do a very bad job.
Right.
But if you're a good actor, you know, you would get maximum footage because you're in front, and that's rightly so, right? And then singer and composers, you know, writers, they are at the second. But the first thing is you should be. If you're a bad actor, then of course people wouldn't like it. But if you're a good actor, then acting as an actor, you'll get a fame. But of course, nowadays people know that who's the singer. They are very aware who directed it, because we didn't even know who directed what film. You know, I watched Khatro Ke Khiladi by Dharmendra, and I didn't care who directed it. All I care is Dharmendra. I mean, you know, Mardar. Okay, so let's do one dialogue. Let's see.
Dialogues.
So we can do like a small dialogue by Bachchan and Shashi Kapoor, or you want to do by Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan, or I think Shashi Kapoor and Amitabh Bachchan will be good. I can give you an easy dialogue.
If I know it. Okay.
Easy dialogue. Mere paas maa hai.
Okay. I can do that one.
So आज मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है, मोटर है, पैसा है, बैंक बैलेंस है. तुम्हारे पास क्या है?
मेरे पास माँ है.
मेरे पास. Yeah, very good. Very iconic dialogue, right? So then I think Javed Akhtar said that he knew that it should end here, that mere paas maa hai. He didn't know what to write in front, but then he beautifully wrote entire dialogue to conclude mere paas maa hai, that maa is equal to everything else. All right, good. So Bhumit, thank you very much for attending. We are shooting at late night right now. It's almost 11 o'clock. So thank you for coming here. It's in a Bellworks. And we are shooting here, and hopefully this will be released within a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then we'll look forward for that. And thank you very much for coming again, and good luck for your career.
Thank you so much.
We are very happy for you.
This was a pleasure.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye everyone. Signing off. NRI podcast.